Look, I don't think anybody's really against Alec Ogletree and Kareem Martin and those cuts. Yeah, it's a $13 million cash saver. I think everybody agrees with that. Kareem Martin was useless here. It just wasn't a good pickup. It didn't work out at all. Alec Ogletree, I think, just gets a bad rep, but I think a lot of people were high on him getting here, including myself, just 2 7th-rounders to get him. I mean, I think that was kind of worth it at the end of the day. We got kind of what we were expecting. I think everybody was like, he's a top 10 inside backer by the time he got here. He was an injury-prone inside backer. And he made some good plays for us, and then he also, a lot of the times when you have a lot of stat builders on the defensive side of the football, it doesn't mean that they were successful. It sometimes means that they were around the ball a lot because they got beat a lot. And I think in Alec Ogletree's case, that is very true. But good riddance. I really wish them nothing but the best. I think the next two names that you think about is Rhett Ellison and Antoine Bethea. I think Antoine Bethea is the clear one that, he's a 14-year vet. He's getting into his late 30s playing the skill position. It showed this past season. He's got great leadership qualities, but that's just not going to get the job done if you're really not being able to keep the top end on a cover 6. And with Antoine Bethea, it's definitely been an issue. Gettleman, I think, coming into the combine. Listen to this freaking snippet by Gettleman here.
I think you have to wait till that night, of course. But whether you're going to do it or not, whether you're finally going to pull the trigger. But first thing you got to do is you got to set your board. You got to be right. You got to set the board properly and give everybody their proper value. Because, like I said earlier, if we're at 4, let's say the team behind us wants to trade back at 8, and that means there's going to be 4 players taken before us. If those 4 players are the ones we want, and they're all gone at 8, now what? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's obviously Gettleman talking about the 4th pick, and I think the Giants really hold the key to the 2020 NFL draft with that 4th pick. And Gettleman even saying at the combine that we're open for business, and the New York Football Giants are open for business. That's an exciting thing to hear. It's also a little bit scary, but you have to keep in mind Giants had 3 first-round picks last year. A trade back, and I also come back to the Leonard Williams trade. That's a trade that we sent 2 picks away in this draft. Are we going to stockpile some more picks in a trade back? I think that is more likely than a lot of people are really anticipating right now. And Gettleman, I understand he's not a guy to trade back, and I can't really believe it's March 3rd, 4th right now, and I'm thinking that, but that's kind of where I'm at. Who would you like at 4? Isaiah Simmons I really like. And I never really get into the draft buzz that surrounds the New York Football Giants each year because it's almost never right. We're never going to go with that pick. I don't think the Giants are going to get Isaiah Simmons, but I think he'll be available. Giants need to select an inside linebacker. We've been saying it for years. We've been saying that the Giants have not done anything at the inside linebacker course since Antonio Pierce left. I agree. Isaiah Simmons is, I think, one of the best hybrid players I've seen in a very long time on tape. That guy is flying up and down the field. I would like him at 4. It almost seems high for a hybrid player, but doesn't Isaiah Simmons kind of look like the inside backer you would imagine when you were a kid in the year 2000? What a linebacker would look like in the year 2020. It's cutting edge. It's smaller, like everything these days. It's getting smaller and smaller, but more powerful. But that's kind of what Isaiah Simmons is to me. He's kind of like the flip phone when the flip phone first came out. Yeah. But now it's 2020, and he's just revolutionized everything. Anyway, I really think the Giants should go after hog mollies. Yeah, that's why I'm thinking with this draft philosophy. I think a good trade back here. It's a very deep draft with hog mollies, that offensive line, the tackle position especially. I think a lot of people think it's not that deep of a offensive line draft for some reason. I think it's a very deep one. It's deep at tackle. And tackle, obviously, that's the most important position on the offensive line, in my opinion. I mean, center, sure. But, I think with John Halapia there, and then also you got Spencer Pulley, I think that's piecemeal at best. And I think that's okay right now. That the Giants need to focus on protecting Daniel Jones, and that starts obviously with dealing with the Nate Solder issue, which is a problem. It is an issue. That contract is a problem. You're hearing from certain sources that Nate Solder is going to be cut going into this offseason. I do not see that happening. I do not see the Giants eating $8 million just on the front end. I mean, that's really a $13 million dead cap move. The Giants will not do that. That they can at least have Nate Solder do something and at least groom the next guy. In free agency, Yannick Njoku, been a lot of hype around him. I think that he is just asking for way too much money. I mean, I think $22 million a year is just freaking crazy. But he doesn't want to go back to Jacksonville. He's made that pretty clear. And, the other names are Jadeveon Clowney. I would like Jadeveon Clowney because he's not going to ask for as much money as Yannick. And Clowney's still got it, man. That dude's still got one of the highest motors I've seen in the NFL in the last 8, 9, 10 years. I cannot look at that guy and not think of his hit in I believe it was a bowl game on the Michigan player when he was playing for South Carolina. It was just ridiculous, and I think that's just like, yes, let's bring him in. He has a little bit of an injury bug, but that guy still just has the highest motor and knows how to play inside. He reminds me a little bit of JPP in that. Jason Pierre-Paul was so good at stopping the run. Justin Tuck was so good at stopping the run. That's what you're getting a little bit with Jadeveon Clowney, but you're getting a lot more versatility. And if the Giants do want to go and strengthen up with some kind of hog mollies in free agency, these offensive linemen in free agency are harder and harder to come by. A few guys out there this year, though. Just no Nate Solder contracts. That's what the Giants need to avoid here. I think that the Giants are doing that. They can have a good 2020 campaign. It starts with a good offseason, though. And free agency starts on the 18th, March 18th. That's only a couple weeks away. Boys, it's here. Let's freaking do it. Draft after that. Let's go. Let's rock it.